Hey guys, a while back we made a Prince art piece, and we decided to run a little contest on our channel to give that away to somebody that was maybe more of a Prince fan than we are. A few weeks after that, we randomly selected a name, or a comment, and the name that popped up was Matt Haas, which you probably know from Awesome Wood Things and Woodworking Top videos. His comment was a little bit different than everyone else's though. He gave a little bit of a story. And then, a few weeks after he had won it, or after he had received it from us, he made an unboxing video. And if you haven't seen it, I'll link to it. But if you have seen it, you might have some questions. So we got in touch with Matt and did a little interview with him about that video and the story behind it. So, hi Matt, how are you doing?
Good, Ryan. Thanks for having me on. So excited to talk to you.
All right, so we made this Prince art piece and you won it, but something had to have inspired it. This video that you made.
Yes. When I was younger, early 20s, a group of us got together and we were at karaoke in this big club in our town. This club had, the bar area, it had the pool table area, it had the deck area, and, we could kind of all spread out, but we had a table. And so my friend Ed decides to do karaoke. And now, Ed's a pretty big guy, he's not like a small, he's like my size, a little bit stocky. He's a real person. I've linked his information in the description of my video, and he will approve what I'm saying, because it's gonna sound like I'm blowing smoke, but I'm really not. So he chose to do the song Kiss. And that song has a lot of high-pitched lyrics, and we were all gonna get ready to just laugh him off the stage. So as his slot got closer and closer, we kind of came away from the pool table, came away from the deck, and we all kind of sat down at our table, ready to see him make a fool of himself. And he nailed it. He nailed that song, and our jaws hit the floor. We didn't know, we were partially horrified, partially impressed. We're like, what did we just hear? What did we just see? So when you had your video up and you asked for a comment, just any comment, I decided to put a little summary of that story. And I know you've picked the winners by random, but that was also some inspiration. So as a thank you to you and Amy for hosting the contest, and for randomly picking me as a winner, and as something that harkened back to my childhood, that this, as a homage to Ed Hidden is his name, real person. I thought I would just kind of go completely nuts with this video. So I had a lot of fun with it. And also, there have been some quirky, odd videos from the likes of Pat Lapp and Paul Jackman, so I kind of wanted to try my hand at that, and maybe I went overboard. I don't know, but I had a lot of fun making it. And there were no creative limitations whatsoever. There was no, advertisers I was trying to please. There was no one saying I could or couldn't do it. And I wanted total freedom. And I labored over each second of that video and dialed it in until it had so much fun. So I was happy to get the gift. Thank you for the gift. And I'm glad you liked what I put together. I'm either gonna sink or swim with this one. I hit that publish button. I had the sweat rag trying to wipe, but it's done. That's me. I'll do anything. So.
Oh, I know we absolutely loved it, but I got to know, how much time did it take to make it?
Oh my goodness. The official count was 25 days. I focused on this, and I did a little something each day. Sometimes I did a lot. Sometimes I did a little, but my oldest file in the project folder was 25 days, and it was about 40 hours worth of video shooting, but mostly the editing. And
wow.
It was a labor of love. Nothing else hit my channel during that time, but I was on a mission, and I'm thrilled with the results.
Right. So there were a lot of Prince photos that appeared in there. How many were there altogether?
Oh my goodness. There were 44 flashes of images. Now 3 of them were duplicates. There's one like professional photo shot of Prince I really like, which only appears a fraction of a second, like much shorter than all the other ones. So there's just north of 40 unique Prince images that flash on the screen. And some of them were deliberately chosen, like the one lyric Prince does an inhale, it's like, oh, like that. So the picture has his mouth open on the microphone, and then the one time it goes, ah, like that, and his hands are up, like the chorus in the background sings. So I really, really tried to do, and there's some what I call Easter eggs too, because the one lyric is From Dusk Till Dawn, and then there's a movie out called From Dusk Till Dawn. So the images right after that lyric are from that movie, and he mentions the 80s television show Dynasty, so the Dynasty promo image appears. I thought that was a lot of fun. Oh, and the image of where Prince, the lyric is, I know how to undress me. There's a 4-panel image of a model taking off, and I superimposed my face on it. If you look close, it's actually my face on it, with a lot more hair, mind you. But yeah, so a lot of images flash by. It's a lot of fun.
The knife plunge. I'm sure everybody knows the knife plunge. You got to tell us about that.
I spent the majority of the time on that 1 3-second clip. I built a contraption that held the knife at the exact same spot as the camera, so it was like this upside down a frame. So when I moved the contraption, the knife stayed in the exact same spot as the lens was looking at it. So the end result is the knife on the screen doesn't move, and the background moves up into it.
Oh.
If you pause it and go frame by frame, every pixel of that knife and my thumb is the same. Like, it doesn't even wiggle a little bit, and it plunges down. And then the background, I had all my little cutoff sticks there, and that acted like a foreshortening when the perspective changed. If it was just a blank wall, it would just be, the cinder blocks moving up. But this actually changed the perspective, which it took a long time to build that rig and get everything attached and firm to where I could unbolt it. Like, I didn't cement my knife to the thing. So it was a lot of but in the end, it worked, and I'm really, really happy with it. So yeah, that took a week and a half. And believe me, a week and a half of not posting anything to my channel just for 3 seconds of footage. But I'm like, it's got to be perfect. So yeah, that's what I went for.
Right. All right. Okay. What probably took us by surprise the most, and probably set a lot of people back in their chairs, is when you started lip syncing.
Yes. I wanted it to be very abrupt. Like, what did I just see? So I wanted to really show it that my face is really zoomed up. And I went for it. Here's a little production tip. To make lip syncing look realistic, you have to actually sing the words. You can't just pretend. And then, since the video just has the background music, I just dropped all my audio. But you do not want to hear my real audio, because it's just me singing horribly into the thing. But the result is, it looks like I'm really, really singing.
What's with the dancers?
Isn't everyone good friends with a South Korean dance group? I mean, come on. Yeah, that was from a separate channel that I pulled. I tried to get in contact with them, but they're completely shut down. I mean, there's no website, there's no nothing. But I wanted sexy dancers to be presented to the audience. So sexy dancer, sexy dancer, sexy dancer, and then bam! Pat Lap's face real big. Gonna be like the complete opposite of sexy girl dancers is Pat Lap in your face. So it was sort of evil and deliberate on my part, because I just wanted that abrupt bam, that switch. And the one of the dancers appeared in my shop. Well, it was someone, my good friend Lee. She looks like one of the dancers, so I had her dress up like one of the dancers, and I had her come on over. And I hope that a few people would say, did Matt really get one of those dancers into his basement shop? Because she looks a lot like the dancer, but she's just a good friend. And we did so many takes to get her about 4 seconds of footage correct. When she approaches my shoulder to whisper, it's actually 3 different takes, each progressively getting in closer. There's about 30 takes on each one. And she did the craziest stuff. Like when I went behind the camera, she made funny faces. She stuck pencils in her ears. It was just, I have to go through all of the footage and do some outtakes because she was hilarious. And, let's face it, she's a good friend. I asked her to do something a little risque, but she was good about it. And,
Right.
it's all good. It was a lot of fun.
Great. All right, it looked like you really cut your finger. I know you probably didn't, but how'd you do it? How'd you do that?
That scene took forever. First of all, I had a small piece of wood that I used Gorilla Tape attached to my finger, and then the knife really did strike my finger. Well, it struck the wood, so I wouldn't cut myself. Because that knife is like razor sharp. But I did a lot to prepare for that shot. What I did is I captured the audio at that point and slowed it down 50% slower, and then played that in my shop. And what I was trying to do was kind of cut in a zigzaggy motion where the knife was high on 2 half beats, and then the thump beat was the whole way down. And if you look closely, you could see it kind of following the rhythm, because when I put it into iMovie, I sped it up twice as fast. But I practiced it like 17 times, just floating the knife above the box. And then when I actually recorded it, when the knife was slicing through the box, I knew it would give a little bit of resistance, but it was kind of hard to get it as perfect as I wanted. But, I only had one box. I've only had one try. So, after all that, it does work in the end. And then, when Prince goes, ow, I pretended like I screamed because I cut my finger. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and that part was challenging too. So.
Right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did I hear you mention iMovie?
I edit everything in iMovie. It's free software if you buy a Mac, and a lot of people say, the camera gear doesn't matter. It's just, and I'm putting that to the test. I'm using a very old DSLR camera. It's like 8 some years old, and free iMovie. I think I've pushed the editing to the maximum that iMovie can do, because it tries to make everything easy for you, and by making it easy, it takes the precision out. So some clips are visually this big and some are that big, but they're the same time. There's no relation to the size of the objects and how much time. Anyway, but I've learned how to really work around the limitations, so I'm happy.
Looks like it worked good.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really happy with it.
So when you opened the box, there was this light effect. How did you achieve that?
I took my awesome wood thing sign apart, because the lid pops off, and I stuck that in the box. So my hand is sort of on the bottom of it, and it's covering the wire, the electrical cord that comes out. And I was trying to go for that Pulp Fiction look, where Vincent opens up the case and then the gold or whatever's in the case shines on his face. I think it turned out really fun. But yeah, I have an old video on how I built that little sign and put the LEDs in it. That was fun.
It's a good video too.
Yeah.
Now, I know I didn't pack the box with tissue paper, especially purple tissue paper. So how'd that get in there?
Now, you're not supposed to ruin anything for everyone by saying that, but no, I bought a bunch of tissue paper because Prince is associated with the color purple, and I thought it would be kind of cool to throw them up in the air. So yeah, a little bit of cheating sort of went on there, but I think it worked. It was a lot of fun.
The lips at the end. I can't unsee those lips.
Pat was such a good sport. I said, can you do this? And he's like, Can you send me a little clip of actually what you want me to do? Because I know there's some like lost in translate the language and stuff. So
Yeah.
I made a little. He was like, "All right, I'll do it." So he went out on a big leap of faith with what I used, what I was going to do with his footage. So yeah, that was just a kicker right at the end. So all this excitement, and then it ends with Pat kissing you right up close. Oh, it was deliciously awful. A lot of fun.
All right. Well, we couldn't have had a better guy win this thing we made. It's awesome that you won it. We were so happy when we saw your name pop up.
Oh, I like I said, I'm happy I was the recipient of your random choice, and I had so much fun with it. And now I got so many cool projects I got to put out. So stay tuned to the channel. And WTV is going to relaunch. So
great!
Stay tuned for that. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Amy. It's great to kind of put this backstory out there and a little bit of behind the scenes. So
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll stay tuned. More awesomeness to come.
If you guys like that little chat that we just had with Matt, there's going to be a lot more stuff like that on our newly formed sister channel, Clever Current. It's a channel that's really just about the maker community. There'll be interviews and tip videos and just general stuff like that. The main idea behind it is to, I guess, tap into the knowledge of the maker community as a whole. It's in its infancy, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes right now with it. But if you would, head on over there. It's Clever Current, and you could go ahead and subscribe to that so you're already locked in or whatever when all the new videos and stuff come out. We have a few things planned over the next couple weeks, and we're really excited about it. And that's it. Thanks for watching.